Hello, my Fox Knights. So again, I'm Fox, and Invincible Fight Girl, Season 1, Episode 1, or at least my review of it. Yeah, I kind of hooked, like, as soon as it started, I just immediately heard, well, not that, but, so, Keith David, so already great start. And then you see that the continent they live on is shaped like a flexing arm. And I'm like, oh boy!
This is a place of stories, passions, dreams. Here, everyone, big, small, or in between, is a wrestler. And here, wrestling is the heart of society.
That's our main character with the Steven Universe shirt. But, should have wore the Steven Universe shirt. Actually, I don't even know if I know where that is. So, pretty much, just like Keith David stated right now, this is a world filled with wrestlers. Which, I ain't gonna lie, when I first heard about the Invincible Fight Girl, I first thought, oh, is this a spinoff of the show Invincible? I really don't like that show. No. Or the comic, also, technically speaking, whatever. I'm like, I really don't like that show. No. This is its own thing. And then I heard, oh, it's about wrestling. And I'm like, only until now that I'm like, you know what? No, that's actually kind of a smart way of doing it, especially for what this is based off. Because mind you, this is like a very anime-esque inspired cartoon. You can learn that from the first fight we see.
This is unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not gonna go through all of it, but pretty much this girl sees her fight. Well, one, very anime-esque with the character designs, and also like just the world filled in with all of these different creatures and characters, stuff like that. But yeah, for the first fight, we see was it two polar bears versus a monkey?
Ladies and gentlemen,
No, I think it's a lion dog.
absolutely brutalizing Baron in this tag team match for
Is it King Caesar? King Caesar.
the Rumble Rubber Championship.
Because I was like, okay, it's wrestling, all right. And then I remember, like, this is like is it pro wrestling? I'm not sure. Whichever one it is that like The Rock and all them were in. Where like they have character stories and all this shit, and then like on top of that they have special moves. And I'm like, okay, especially when you hear some of the sound effects for this one character.
The Fedora twins looking to bring this thing to an end here. Wait!
Which, assuming all of this isn't scripted in this universe, sorry for everyone, isn't scripted in this universe, does that mean this girl just kind of just walked in middle of a fight and just like, screw it, I want to beat him up?
I can't believe what I'm seeing! It's not over! She's here! Case of a blood!
Which, one or two things. Either she's going to be the main villain. Either she's the main villain, she's the sister to this other character that we see later, or she is that old lady, but like her All Might form. This very much feels also a little bit My Hero-esque. But yeah, listen to these sound effects, if you can. I'm sure I made the audio for this. So, main character sees fight going, for first wrestling match. Right here. One, already have a cool aura. Dragon Ball Z style sound effects. They're not the same though. Everyone in the comments were like, I can't believe they use Dragon Ball Z sound effects. They're not the same. I can tell. Because if you listen to it, like, these are like slightly more higher pitched than Dragon Ball Z 1. God, look at that frame. Are slightly more higher pitched than it, and it doesn't sound exactly the same. There's a slight difference. It's not like when you watch what is it? Man, Sword Art Online. When you watch Sword Art Online Season 2, Gun Gale Online one, and And Kirito is straight using lightsaber sound effects with his lightsaber. And it's just like, no, they didn't make their own sound effects for this. They pitched them up a little higher, but they use the same sound effects. But obviously, that's the inspiration.
Spicy fist herself. Put on a clinic
And then a 1-inch punch. That's just freaking cool.
She's got the pin.
And at least, again, at least so far as I can see, she's obviously a much older one, probably like the champion. She's way freaking stronger. And also, I want to know what this aura is. Honestly, I'm kind of excited to see what their magic system, quote-unquote magic system, is going to be in this. Because, holy shit. Also, designs are all freaking great. But I want to know what this is. Is this a cursed ability? Get out of here. Is this a cursed ability? Is this more something like a special power boost? Is this like just like key where you unlock it kind of thing? Like, I want to know what this is. Especially because, like, with how, like, palish her skin is, it feels like maybe it takes a toll on her. Maybe it is an evil aura. I don't know. But I'm excited for this. Also, mind you, all of my other reviews aren't going to be like this because I know there's no goddamn way. No, I don't think there's any way I could actually get the rest of these on here. If anything, I'll probably have them like I did the Batman reviews on the big screen if I want to show anything. But yeah, so main character parents don't like this. Parents don't like it.
This was terrible.
Well, hon, I told you it would be.
Andy, baby girl, come on.
Andy!
She's so cool.
That's her All Might.
I want to be just like
Andy.
Close your eyes, girl. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
People were built different in Pappy's day. But pretty much that's something that gets passed down. And it turns out that with the wrestling people, there's also a counted aisle. Which I kind of love that. Like, they're like, yes, we need to show how our main character is going to have, like, a life that she does not want. And, like, why she would, why she wouldn't want to stay there. But also, like, you know, her having, a new life, I guess, in a sense. Or, like, showing where she came from, which is, like, kind of, quote-unquote, lowest, I guess. But then, you know, showing as she becomes bigger, stuff like that. Which, I'm going to go ahead and hope, right now, on episode 1, we're not going to go back, like, kind of thing. Because, again, just for example of other shows that did similar ideas, The Owl House. We see Luz is in a world that does not understand her. She is alone. She has no one other than her mother, which even then her mother is at the time being pressured to send her to a camp to make her normal. I know I couldn't get past one episode of a new show without bringing up The Owl House, but stick with me. And pretty much we see then when she goes to the Boiling Isles, she finds not only people who understand her, she finds a new family, which, mind you, not saying like Camilla isn't family at that point. Camilla is, obviously, but also they didn't write her really. I didn't really like her writing until, was it season 2? Where season 3 was more when they redeemed. Is it season? No, yeah, season 2 is more. Season 2, I think 2B is when they more redeemed her. For me, at least, when they went through, like, okay, so she, you know, prejudice and all this other not prejudice like skin tone, but prejudice like, you know, being weird and all that stuff. But, you know, Luz, but, you know, finds family, finds home and all this stuff in these people, and at the very end of the show, yeah, why would she go back to a world that doesn't understand her and doesn't like her when she could, you know, be with her family? You know, makes sense. It makes sense for the character and writing and all that stuff. Amphibia is the other side, where it's, yes, she's in a world that says, you know, you need to learn to do better, be a leader, you know, figure out who you are. She goes to a world, finds friends and family, especially because her friends kind of really weren't good friends at the time. Went to the other world, finds friends, finds family, has to learn, lost her friends, finds them again, and eventually, wants to try to get back to her home, her family, but eventually, at the very end, she loses half of her family. She pretty much loses her family, her frog family, and then all her friends leave her, and all this other shit for 10 years, I think it was. It's not great. It's not great. I don't like the Amphibia ending. This, I'm going to go ahead and hope with how Accountant Land is, we're not going to get, oh yeah, she becomes a big pro wrestler, all this stuff, and then wants to be an accountant at the end. I'm going to hope we're not going that route. And I know we just talked too much shit for... Anyways, let's back to this. Parents are accountants, she's an accountant. Apparently the whole accountant thing runs in their family, and they pass down this jacket.
Back to your great-great-grandpappy. And now, it's yours.
Was Grandpappy a rectangle?
People was built different back in Grandpappy's day.
Also, again, love character designs. In any case, this girl is not doing well in accountant land.
Wrestling is indeed everything. Unless you're the citizens of Accountant Isle, where...
That frames also are I don't know if it's right, but 20 frames a second, something like shit like that.
accounting is everything.
Still good, though. This feels like, I don't know exactly if it's the guys who did Craig Up a Creek. I haven't watched that show, but this feels from the little bits I've seen, it feels kind of like that. But yeah, so they set up pretty much why you wouldn't want to be here.
Move those fingers! 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Jefferson! Are you having a picnic back there? Get your butt in gear! Bradley, I swear, Bradley, you want me to come back there, don't you? I will take these RT-23 forms and feed them to you!
I also love how she types like I do. So I'm trying to type a little bit quicker, but that's pretty much oh, okay. Really. I also do find it funny, too. Okay, so first off, tax day is tomorrow. Just so I don't get hit with any. Tax day is tomorrow. There's shit going to... all the people on the upper floor become sick, and then we get this explanation.
Oh, what do you mean? What's going on? You've lived here your whole life and you don't understand how Accountant Isle works?
She's adorable, but also it is kind of yes, we need exposition. Our character has no idea how her home works. Let's go.
Look, the Academy...
I do love how serious they take that shit too. Oh my god, it's the end of the world.
And we enter the academy in preschool and gradually rise
Preschool.
to the floors until we become pro accountants and graduate.
And again, just it pretty much, if we go by Starburst's logic, also Starburst was a kind of a very bad way of doing that. The the home is in the great. That wasn't that greatest. Anyways, beside that, this is pretty much was it Olga's school for misbehaving princesses or whatever the hell it was called. Literally, you come in colorful and unique and different, and you get stamped out into a basic frame. It's really again, it's not telling you specifically, but through visuals you can tell yeah, all right, we see why the accounting thing isn't the greatest either.
Like our parents. But some of those pros, the best of the best, remain in the building. They occupy the 6th floor. The floor solely responsible for handling the finances of the entire wrestling world.
I love how they keep bringing in the Earth. It feels so 90s. It feels like sort of 90s, early 2000s, anime, freaking G Gundam. Is it G Gundam? Is it G Gundam Mobile Suit? Whichever one has Domon Kashu and Shining Burning Fingers. That's wrong. It's Shining Fingers or it's Burning Fingers. Shining Burning one is the one I always said.
But if they're all sick, then tomorrow when the wrestlers come to
How did you get up there? Now I just realized that.
the island for tax day...
Did he vomit so hard he went wee?
The junior accountants we'll have to do this year's taxes for the wrestlers.
Shoot me.
We've trained for this. Let's just go home, get some rest, and...
We get to meet the wrestlers?
So this girl's excited to not really do the taxes, just to meet the wrestlers because she has a question. And, you know, her parents, let's see.
You hear me?
Oh, yeah.
An accountant. It is in your blood. You were made for this. You couldn't be anything else if you tried. You hear?
Her dad probably sees that as a good thing. She sees that as a bad thing. And it very much is like the idea of like pushing your expectations on your kids and, you know, setting some things that probably they're like, maybe I don't want to do that. So.
Huh? Yeah.
Ray, 3 to 5, 10. Okay, so this is actually her height. So she's slightly been training versus Borunga and Poblana. Poblana? The Fedora twins, which are the Pillarberry guys. What does Poblana mean? A large dark green chili pepper. And then Boronga. Oh wait, Boronga is, I think that is a Godzilla reference. Also $30 a ticket. Or is that $150 a ticket? I don't know how this works. Why are there two prices?
We finished our warm-up.
Oh wait, maybe it's $30 for both adults, so $15 and then $150 for a kid.
Going to get into the lesson.
So she's training, uses training videos, which also is another thing I actually really like about this show is the aesthetic. Also, she made a wooden dummy.
And isolated.
Her outfit is pretty good. Another thing I like about this too is that like not only does it feel like the late 90s, early 2000s anime with that, the tech also is like it's a rewind, like it's a tape, it's a VHS. I kind of also love if you think about this really quick, if you think about it, someone who grew up during that time, whatever. If you really do think about it, a lot of times we were like during that time. If you look at something like, let's say, Kim Possible. If you look at something like, let's say, Kim Possible, or if you talk about something like Kim Possible, or anything that's like about the future kind of thing, you always had shit like, oh, I don't know, a small rectangular device that can FaceTime with other people, and also like GPS and see wherever someone is like around the world and all this other stuff, and look up all this information, all that stuff. You had this. Which, we always had futuristic shit. TVs that could do the same thing, all that stuff. Now something like this, I kind of love that it's like, instead of looking forward, let's look back real quick. Because it's like, we already have all the futuristic shit. There's nothing really futuristic I think we can really, other than maybe like flying cars or some shit, but like, or if we go like, oh, hologram. But like, other than that, it's like, we have already the futuristic shit. Let's look back at the older shit at this point.
I can't believe it. It's gotta be fate. Tomorrow, I finally get to meet a wrestler.
I love how she has a tiny cape.
A real wrestler. I'll finally get to ask them my question. Once I know the answer, then just maybe everything will change.
I like how it's shaped like a star. But also, in that same, too, isn't it a bad, like, beginner outfit, honestly? Because a lot of times, like, when it, like, I ain't gonna lie, I like the Spider-Verse, don't get me wrong, but, like, I get it, too. Like, him wearing, like, the literal costume outfit, I'm like, wow, that's, like, his worst outfit, which, yeah, it makes sense. It's not supposed to look good. This, honestly, doesn't look that bad, other than, like, maybe a little bit of stitching. It doesn't look that bad of an outfit, and the little cape. No capes. But yeah, oversleeps, tax day. Her teacher just straight says, like, yeah, no, you're not doing this. Also, like, again, all the variety of different character designs.
This can't be real.
I'm sure there's references
Weird.
somewhere.
Real wrestlers.
Oh, wait, did I ever bring up, like, yeah, the whole setup of, like, them having different, like, fights, special moves, all that shit. Yeah, it works really well having a wrestler setup like this. So, yeah, great.
I'm benched?
Wrestlers are notorious for their tempers. One mistake could jeopardize everything we do here. You are to stay away from them.
What?
Which also, another thing that I really like is they do set up how dangerous some wrestlers are, too, in this. But anyways, Davey here is scared. This girl tricks her and like, hey, let me take your spot. And pretty much acts as Davey so that way she could talk with some wrestlers. And then we have our first bad guys.
Perm gang, formation, roll call.
Which also, I ain't gonna lie, I'm pretty sure I could see these guys either being Team Rocket for her or being, like, later on, like, becoming, like, her best friends. Isn't that the pig guy from Mal House?
Perm of truth, sumptuous. Perm of leadership, immaculate. And together we are the Perm gang.
Okay, Guinea Force. I can see these guys, like, in the end, like, going up, like, whatever the real big bad is, helping the main girl out. Ah! My Vanilla Fight Girl Saturdays at midnight.
Ha! See? Now she gets it. How'd you like to be the lucky accountant who gets to serve the world-famous Perm gang?
Me? Sure. No, you dummy.
Also, again, like, the aesthetic.
You don't actually know how to do this stuff.
Yeah, there was one major flaw in your plan.
You guys.
But anyways, tries to butter them up, and then tries to ask, can she be a superhero? I mean, Sorry. But, gee, can I be a superhero? I mean, a wrestler.
Do you think anyone can become a wrestler?
These are the wrong people to ask. Also, it's funny that they're the ones who would say no, especially because I feel like, I guess heavy set. I guess he would be good at pinning, but
What? You?
shit. Two of you are skinny as hell. One of you's a pig. The other one's big boned as shit. Like, shut the hell up. If anything, she could be probably more of a pro wrestler than you guys. So this is, again, if Deku was laughed at by not All Might, I'd say more along the lines of, like, Endeavor. And mind you, I'm not saying, like, copy, paste, like that. No, these are their own thing, but...
Could a loser from this place ever be a wrestler?
Yeah, see, like, I've seen this before. I've seen this reference before. I just don't know where the hell. Anyways, she's heartbroken, takes the receipts in the back, is sad. The wrestlers leave, and then here's what I'm pretty sure is either Peronga's... It's either Wait. Yeah, it is her. God damn it. Or it's her sister. I just realized that. Because okay.
Excuse me?
The idea of someone becoming a wrestler. It's stupid.
She said, like, she'll never become a
No
wrestler.
one becomes a wrestler. You either are a wrestler or you aren't. No one can give you permission. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, okay. So, that's either... I'm pretty sure that probably is actually her. Because if you look up Pobolona in... I guess it's Spanish? It's literally chili. Like a chili pepper. And specifically, it's a green chili pepper. So, again, I'm going to go ahead and go with the idea that, so this is All Might. Again, I'm not saying copied. I'm saying law in the sense of, like, a good comparison of it. If this isn't Poblona that she saw 10 years ago in the ring, this is at least, like, her sister or something, but it wouldn't surprise me if that actually is her. Probably here to live a quiet life, and then now she's going to train this girl how to fight, and probably even teach her how to use that aura. If anything, her looking so weak and everything, and not weak, but, like, physically drained, probably was just, like, she's at the end of her, like, career. She's probably just tired, and now she's going to teach her, like, that badass purple Godzilla, Goku, like, aura stuff.
It's stupid. No one becomes a wrestler. You either are a wrestler or you aren't. No one can give you permission. Everyone knows that.
No one can give you permission?
All right, Granny.
Ma'am.
Anyways, Perm Gang gets mad that they lost their receipts. It just shows how destructive they are and, like, how 90s bad guy they are, too.
And us being stuck in this armpit stain of a town.
Lost their receipts?
This animation, honestly, is pretty freaking great. It kind of reminds me a bit, I don't know if it's the same guys who did it. I don't think it is. For TMNT Rise. Not that I watched TMNT Rise. More Monkey Kid, which also, now I remember, I have a thing now that I can probably watch all the rest of the Monkey Kid. I'm probably going to do those. I still got to do the last season, or third season.
That was me! I'm the one responsible. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just, you don't have to do this.
Also, did they dye their hair blonde?
Oh, yes, we do. You people need to be reminded of your roles.
Like, how messed up this world is. Like, it's funny, like, how it's like, ha ha, I love accountants, that's silly. And all it, and, you know, World Wrestling, Russell Arm, and then suddenly you have this, where it's like, you need to be reminded of your role, you need to be put in your place. It's like, oh shit, okay, now we're getting serious.
Roles?
In this world, the status of a wrestler is absolute. We are gods.
People like you exist only to serve us.
Like, immediately, like, that bit of like, I'm like, this world has a dark side to it. It's a really, really good first episode. Like, holy shit.
Forgotten that. And so we, the Perm Gang, will remind you.
This is all my fault. What do I do? I have to stop them. I have to stop.
Sorry, I just want to
Stop. Or what?
Or I'll make you.
such a good, like, in training outfit.
Make us? Sounds like you challenging us to a match.
And then we find out also this world goes by Metabot logic. And if you don't know about Metabots, just...
Well, in that case...
One, it's one of the best pocket monsters out there. But at least it was.
Let's rest.
Match detected.
Buff core.
Deploying. Now.
You might want to take a step back.
What in the...
Just nuke a place. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so like Metabots, whenever there's a fight that happens, immediately it's like, yes, this is a legalized thing, and Mr. Referee would pop up anywhere to referee that shit. Whether it be, and it seems like in a similar vein, it's like that, where it's like, yeah, anywhere you want to wrestle, there's gonna be a wrestling match.
Greetings. I am
Also, now that I think about it too, it's very much like G Gundam. Now I'm thinking about it, where like it seems like a lot of the fights will occur via a match of some kind, versus it just being a death battle, I guess, or random fight or whatnot. So I kind of also like that too. It kind of like, because mind you, I love Dragon Ball Z. Don't get me wrong, but I also like watching it from Dragon Ball to Z and then so on. I'm like watching through Dragon Ball, which is still a fun ride. Don't get me wrong. It is very much also the like me watching. I'm like, I want to see the fights. Like this is very much setting up to where the fights will be a major focus of this. It's pretty much, I'm pretty sure this shows we'll have probably fights outside of matches, but it feels like very much like this entire show will be a tournament arc in a sense, and that's actually kind of fun, I think.
Buffcorp, the international wrestling product manufacturer.
Jesus Christ, I think he might be dead.
Supplier of the GWC has detected a wrestling match. Buffcorp's patented satellite ring deployment system ensures that wrestlers may carry out their matches anywhere around the world.
That doesn't explain anything! You just fired a rocket at us!
Having second thoughts? Accountant, girl.
Jesus Christ, the angles are so perfect. Because just to show like how massive he is compared to her.
This match is scheduled for one fall. Victory is obtained through submission, 3-second pin, or fighters being incapacitated. Are wrestlers ready?
What are you doing?
Also, I do love how her hair, like, even though it's supposed to, like, Afro descent and all that stuff, I do like how it still has, like, star-shaped kind of look to it. It's rounded, but still star-shaped, which also, if there was ever a hairstyle that, hair type that would stay up in some anime-esque fashion, it's probably going to be this kind. Mind you, this is not even that curly. But I just woke up and got out of bed and like, I need to make this video. And I have not done anything to my hair. I don't know, maybe it's noticeable, maybe it's not. But I love my hair. I have hair going up that's like curls into like little spikes and everything without really needing to try.
You can't fight these people. You're just a kid.
I actually kind of wonder if he's gonna join her and be her accountant.
But that doesn't matter. I can't let these bullies destroy the island. I have to stop them. I have...
Ding ding! Man, that... Again, another very anime thing. She's at the edge. She's maybe like 3 to 4 feet away from the ring edge. Look how far she flies. One, she'd already should be slammed into the thing. Nope, she's a mile away. These aren't like critiques. This is part of, like, it isn't a bug. This is a feature of these of the anime-esque style, and I love it. Like, there's always stuff. Like, again, I love super forms. I'm 100% sure we're gonna get a super form in this. But I just love that cliche of like, oh yeah, we're like right at the edge of the wall. Like, it's like me here. This is arm's length. And I just get hit and I go flying for a mile and I still don't touch that wall. It's kind of great. Anyways, this girl obviously is someone who's never wrestled before and is on the ropes immediately.
Why did I do this? I'm not a wrestler. This is gonna kill me.
Jesus. Also, why does he remind me of a grown-up Steven Universe?
I'm not a wrestler. This is gonna kill me.
Nowhere to run. Accountant.
This is it. It's all over.
What the?
Also, I need to learn what are the rules for this world. Also, in the sense of a fight, like can the crowd like throw shit into the ring? Is that part of this?
Listen.
You leave that girl alone! Leave her alone! Get out of here! Coward!
I just realized. I'm not sure if you can tell from how small I made this. This girl right here is writing "loser" before she then throws it at him.
What's happening? They're helping me. I did this, and they're still...
Now's your chance. Let's go.
It'd be funny if she accidentally tag teamed him in. Like, oh, it's a tag team, pulls him in. Why? And she does. The other guy would. Yeah, Andy ain't going nowhere.
You are a wrestler or you aren't.
Listen to Poblone, mate.
No.
Poblano, mate. I'm pretty sure Poblone is cheese. Poblano. It's green chili, mate. Poblano. Okay, no, it is Poblano. Poblano. Listen to Poblano, mate.
If they can be brave enough to fight back, then I...
Andy?
Just for this moment, I can be a wrestler!
God, just that animation right there is so sick. I'm gonna have to... God, I'm watching too much of this.
This is it. I'll only get one shot.
The ankle move, the only move we see her learn.
Gotta make it count.
Which also, again, another thing I really like about this guy is a pro, like, even though, yeah, he's probably the weakest pro wrestler we're going to see, especially for everyone else. He's probably one of the weakest pro wrestlers that we're going to see right now in this show. He's still a wrestler. He still is someone who's been in fights. So if a novice kind of runs up and goes, I'm going to take your knee.
No, he stopped it?
He knows to block it. Like,
Almost had me. That might have worked on someone else. But you're up against the great Immaculate. Haven't had enough.
God. And I love the indestructible, like, will.
Fine. I'll end this. Once and for all. Power cut!
Is that blood? It wouldn't surprise me if it is, but by God, that image, like, again, this is the first episode. Jesus. You're beating the shit out of a 10-year-old. Probably probably more than that. But you get the idea. Just a kid. Now break it! Which, oh, and look at that, he's just kicking the shit out of, which, mind you, that's not something wrestling you could do in wrestling, because being someone who did real jiu-jitsu for a bit, which is ground fighting, and one of the guys there, I think he said he did wrestling beforehand, and then he did this. He's like, yeah, wrestling's like jiu-jitsu, real jiu-jitsu, which is, the ground fighting, without the bite. Which, mind, I don't know if you can do it in wrestling. You can choke the shit out of people in jiu-jitsu. I guess you probably could pin them at least, but like this guy's just straight kicking and all this shit to him. Or her.
He's down. He's hurt. Andy can win. Andy can win. Andy can do it. She can beat him.
Dude in his broken ass neck. I really kind of want to know what the next episode's going to be.
How can some random account even know or move like this?
Do you not know TVs exist? You just learn shit? Like, what the hell, man? Like, I know I never did I know how to do an arm lock. I know how to do, choke the shit out of you. I know how to, that, but I know. The leg ones, I'm not entirely sure. It's probably just more along the lines of twisting. Oh, I know the hand one. Mind you, this is an illegal one, but you do it on your friends. Have their arm hold like this. Mind you, it's going to hurt them like crazy, so don't do this too long unless you're going to break their wrist. And just press downward. Usually it'll hurt the shit out of them. Or, if you can, another fun trick. If I remember correctly, so let's say this is their hand. It'd be easier if I had someone else here. But you take your hand, is it like this? Oh no, it's like this. like this work, like this on both with both your hands like that, and just go, and just it'll hurt like shit. Mind you, don't do this on people. So you know what? Do that in Minecraft. I mean, I was doing that all for Minecraft. Do that in Minecraft. Don't do that in real life. I don't need. Like, hey, you said to do it. No, they said to do it. No, don't do it. Don't do it in life. Do it in Minecraft.
Is she even an accountant? Was this a setup all along?
He's so strong. I can feel my grip slipping.
Your grip slipping. I'd imagine you feel your teeth falling out.
Hold on. This is the only move I've got. I can't let him escape.
He taps out. God, she's not much scarring, but like she got the shit kicked out of her.
By way of submission.
Literally, holy hell.
Accountant girl.
Please tell me she does. That name does not stick.
I won. I won? Won.
And that's where it pretty much ends. I'm excited for this. I really am. God, I know this went longer than the actual video, than the actual length of the episode. But by God, I love this. Again, what was I saying about the super forms? Right, super forms. Sorry, I get through. Super forms obviously are a reference to stuff like Dragon Ball Z. Like, you know, you have other references stuff like that, like Star Versus had, like, you know, the magic wand and, you know, stuff like that. So for, like, Sailor Moon, the different transformation bullshit like that. You have, obviously, super forms, which are just references to Super Saiyan and, like, you know, different transformations of the like. And you have them in both anime and regular and, you know, Western shows also. Like, literally look at Deku 100% release against, is it Overdrive? Whatever the hell his name is. Where, like, he starts glowing, hair goes up, you know, electrical energy. Hell, D. Gray Man, which is one of my favorite not animes, one of my favorite mangas. Anime is kind of but in that one, he actually, the creator, like, in one of the books we were reading about, the creator talked about Crown Clown, which, mind you, let me see if I can, actually, wait, it's all here, so hold on. This is technically, quote-unquote, Alan Walker's super form. So if you don't know about D. Gray Man, go watch it or go read it. It's really good. The creator said, like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I made this, I felt like it was too much like Super Saiyan. And, like, by God, out of every super transformation, this is definitely not, this is one that does not look as remotely like Super Saiyan as you think it does. Because holy shit. Yeah, if you don't know about D. Gray Man, go watch it. It's really good. Main character has a giant claw hand. I love the shit out of characters with claw hands. And then also he can turn into a sword. So freaking cool. But yeah, so, like, you know, you have super forms that are different things all the time. This is like, in mind you, like, mine's like, this is a reference, quote unquote, but it's apparently like its own, very much its own thing, obviously. So this entire show, it very much feels like that reference to something like Dragon Ball Z. If you couldn't tell from the very first fight with the choo choo, like I was saying earlier. And even Bruce Lee, because that, you know, the 1-inch punch, which is a major inspiration for Dragon Ball. And it wouldn't surprise me if stuff like G Gundam also played a set in that. Well, G Gundam was a reference to, like, oh my God. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going off the topic again, but the main character's Gundam turns golden in the fight Gundam anime. Come on now, this is Dragon Ball Z as well. So, like, don't be like, oh, Western animation is just copying, because I saw some shit like that. Western animation is just copying from anime. It's anime. Shut the hell up. Literally, anime has been doing this shit for the longest time. That is a massive burning hand. Jesus Christ. But yeah, also, yeah. Also, technically speaking, like, an American one's called Burning Gundam. In Japan, it's actually called God Gundam, which, by God, is such a better name. Even though I love Burning Gundam, don't get me wrong. But God Gundam's so good, especially because he fights literally Devil Gundam. Hell, they have a Sailor Moon reference in it. They have Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon in this same damn anime, and this came out way sooner to near those original ones than this does. So, yes, don't be like, oh yeah, it's just like, weaker. It's not. It's definitely its own thing. One, the animation is beautiful. The colors are great. I love the setup of it. The fighting everywhere. And, like, it could be possibly inspired by My Hero a little bit. That's because it does kind of have that bit of feel to it. But, yeah, I think it does also. Even, like, the master that's going to teach her being, like, old, weaker kind of looking dude. But even then, that's more of a Karate Kid original kind of thing. Well, even then, I don't. Maybe. But, yeah. The character designs are great. I love the main character herself. She's a bit dense, but, you know, she has, like, the good heart and indomitable spirit. Possibly because they're Invincible. And also another thing that I actually really like about this, too, because it could be, like, it's using these tropes of, like, you know, like I was saying before, and I'll be ending this soon right here, but, like, it's using these tropes of, like, oh, you know, oh, super big bad guy, and then the weaker character girl here, or, you know, her getting hit 5 feet away and then doing this whole thing, and like not even like hitting the edge and all that stuff. I like this. I like because here's the thing: they're taking it seriously, quote unquote. It's like, yeah, it's like over the top and insane for fights things and stuff like that, and like there are definitely funny things, like again how this dude went Steven Universe and kicked the shit out of her right here. Like, it's still funny, while also, quote-unquote, kind of serious and intense and everything still. But here's the thing, too. They're still taking it seriously. It doesn't feel like it's making fun of these tropes. It feels like it's coming from an area of love, I think, for, like, these types of animes during that time period and all that stuff. It feels like a love letter to that. Versus something like One Punch Man. Like, I don't know. Me personally, I don't like One Punch Man. And because I feel like it's One Punch Man and this both have that similar feel of, like, you know, the similar tropes. Like I'm pretty sure, like, there's a scene of, what's his name? Kamen Rider. Where there's, like, this against, like, that big fish guy. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a scene like that. If anything, I could probably actually look it up. Is it Kingfish or something? Moon Rider versus Sea King. Let me see. I'm sure there's gotta be some bullshit. There's gotta be some. Yeah, see, Kamen Rider comes in, throws a bike. He gives his whole big speech of, oh, he's gonna help protect and save all this shit. And then, you know, it's I don't know, it's played for more of a joke, which, yeah, no shit, it's very silly. You don't have to show me, like, oh yeah, it's silly as shit. No shit, that's why people watch it. Yeah, here, yeah, look, it's literally there. What's gonna hit me with a copyright first? Cartoon Network for Invisible Fight Girl, or me watching this anime, or the people who make this shit? Like, mind you, the animation is great for this. I just don't like the writing of it. God, where is it? It was right here. Here we go. Yeah, it's not Kamen Rider, but, you know. Oh, wait, did I just take out the invisible? God damn it. I did. Hold on. Like, it's not exactly 1-to-1, but you get the gist. And the whole thing is, again, they're like, you know, they actually can't do anything about it until the main character pops up to fight, and that's, you know, whatever. And then the main character really doesn't matter because it's like, oh, it's just whatever. Oh man, I should go whatever. I don't like One Punch Man. It's the opposite, I think, of Invincible Fight Girl, where one of them is just making fun of those tropes for comedy. It's like, oh, look how silly this is. Like, oh, it doesn't really matter. Only this guy matters. Where this one is more along the lines of, no, I love all that shit. I want to put that into a show, and we're going to have fun with it. Like, yeah, we're going to have, you know, silly moments in it, but it's still going to be, like, intense for it. And all, I don't know. It's really good. I like it a lot. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I think this might be one of my new favorite running shows. This and My Adventures with Superman for right now. But My Adventures with Superman, I want to put that in, like, it's kind of its own category a bit. Like, that one already had backing power because it was Superman. And then you have, on top of that, they added Luz Maceta as Lois Lane. So, I feel like I love that show a lot. And that's a really good show, and I love that 100%. But also, I feel like that one, because there's a nostalgia and already a pre-built in liking of it with, you know, being Superman and all this stuff, that is definitely, like, running show of, like, of a brand, I guess, of a Superman brand. Like, that's probably one of my favorite cartoons of that. This is kind of reaching up there, just one of my favorite cartoon shows in general, because the art style is great. The art style is great. The characters seem nice and fun. And, like, the world seems full. And also it reminds me of Ultimate Muscle, too. Which, again, like, another thing of remembering Ultimate Muscle. It's like, yeah, Ultimate Muscle had so much fun things. Because, yeah, I guess pre-built in, like, you could have characters with, like, weird-ass backstories and all this other shit and super moves. And, again, have it all tied into, like, oh, yeah, it's a match. We're going to have constant fights. So, yeah, this is great. Oh, I forgot there was this. Man, thanks for watching. Share videos. Hope you enjoy this, and we'll watch this again soon. Invincible Fight Girl. I like how the dad is behind the R.